In this example, we're going to solve an application using the quadratic equation. Naomi bikes the 36 miles to Hillsboro, averaging a certain speed. The return trip is made at a speed that is 3 miles per hour slower. Total time for the round trip is 7 hours. Find Naomi's average speed on each part of this trip. First, let's set up a table that lists out the information in our problem. The distance to and from her destination is the same, 36 miles. The rate going is a certain speed. The return trip is 3 miles per hour slower. The total time is 7 hours, so we can list the time to as t and the time from as 7 minus t. Now we're going to set up a system of equations here so that we can solve. Notice that we have a formula that says time equals the distance divided by the rate. So in our first line, we see that t equals 36 over r. From our second one, we would see that 7 minus t equals 36 over r minus 3. Now we have two equations. Now we can use these and use substitution and solve for r. Now the thing I wanted to touch with you is that we could have used the fact that r equals the distance over time, but I want to solve for r. And I noticed that doing it this way, I can replace t in my second equation with 36 over r, and therefore we'd only have r's dealing with, and we'd solve directly for r. Had we used this one, we would have been solving for t, and then we'd have to do some work to find what r is. So we have 7 minus 36 over r equals 36 over r minus 3. Now we're going to use the principle that we recently showed, where we multiply everything by that LCM so we can eliminate the r's from the denominator. The LCM, or the least common denominator, is r times r minus 3. So multiply everything by that common denominator. Here I have shown that step. So let's see what happens. Here we have 7r times r minus 3 minus, notice here that the r's cancel out, leaving me with just 36 times r minus 3. On the right hand side, the r minus 3's cancel out, leaving me with 36r. Let's distribute. 7r squared minus 21r minus 36r plus 108. Let's combine our like terms. Subtract 36 from both sides. Now we can state that A is 7, B is negative 93, C is 108. Let's plug this into our quadratic formula and solve. Let's plug in our values and simplify. I'm going to plug this entire expression into my calculator all at once and find that discriminant. Square root of 5625 is 75. And now we need to simplify. We'll have two possibilities, one that's positive and one that's negative. For the positive one, we find 12. For the negative, we find 1.286. The logical answer would be 12 miles per hour. Now let's take this back to our original problem. The original problem wants us to find the speed for both parts. Since r is 12, and we stated that r was going to be the rate to, that means the rate from would be 9. So let's state this. And this is my final answer.